Heyo! So a few weeks ago, I made a short talking about that I would learn Rivals in 10 days and enter a big tournament to see how well I would do. For the ones that don't know, I suck at every single platform fighter that isn't Russia and Revolt. So I wanted to see how well I would do if I actually practiced a lot and tried getting as good as possible. Now I know some of the best players in Europe are in this tournament, so I'm obviously not winning it. But who knows, maybe I'll get top 8, maybe I'll go 0-2. I'll explain everything that I've done throughout the 10 days to help me improve in Rivals and make me ready for the big day. Starting off, and probably the most important step, finding a main. So the first few days consisted mainly of finding a character that fits me well, or what people call a main. Now there are 18 different characters in Rivals, so there's quite a bit of choices for who to main. But how do you really find your main? Well, there's a simple trick I use. Firstly, I asked a friend of mine if he wanted to play a bit of Rivals. He played quite a bit of Rivals before and also struggles to find mains in several other games he plays. So, the trick I use to find a main is simple. I play every character for 5 games in a row. This gives me enough time to learn the basics of the character while also not getting a bad first impression. I'll give you an example. The first time I played Sylvanos, I did not like him at all. However, after 3 or 4 games, I started learning how the character works and tried to play around it, and suddenly he's one of my more liked characters in this game. It's nice how someone's opinion can change that quickly after playing a few extra games. Anyway, after playing the 5 games, I will put that character on the tier list in terms of how fun they are to play as. The tiers I use from bottom to top were nah, meh, okay, fun, Goofy Goober, and eventually main. So of course it took a bit to play all 18 characters for 5 games, being 90 games in total. So yeah, it took multiple days to actually find a main. The characters I ended up liking the most were Olympia, Clarin, and Orcane. Mola was also pretty close, but I had a bit more fun with those 3. Olympia was very fun when you got combos going and had some insane confirms. The crystal mechanic was also pretty interesting to play around, and also the movement you could do with her. Clarin was basically the funny character that does a bit of swingy to swordy. And lastly we have Orcane, which actually ended up being my main. Orcane basically had everything I wanted on the character, while also not being considered a bad character, nor really good. So yeah, Orcane me main. Now I did say it took multiple days for me to find a main, 2 to be exact actually. But I also did a bit of a test tournament to see how well I would do with my day 1 Orcane. Spoiler alert, I took 1 game in total, and I got completely wrecked. So yeah, there is a long road ahead. We're going to play Rivals, the funny video game. So like I said in the short, I would stream some of my progress throughout the 10 days. And for some reason, during the entire process, I streamed a whopping 1 time, which I'm not sure why I didn't stream more, because while I was streaming some of my ranked grinds, a user named Azriel, I hope I said that correctly. I'm really bad with names by the way, but they so happened to be an Orcane player, so they gave me a lot of tips about what I should be doing in neutral, what moves can be used as combo starters, and just helpful advice in general. You can use your special to get combo starting, as long as it doesn't parry it. Let me see if that works. Oh yeah, true. It's kinda nice. We also played a few matches together to give me some matchup experience with characters you don't see often, and surprisingly, I didn't get absolutely bodied by characters they don't play often. Anyway, when we played our last game, they pulled out the Orcane, and yeah, I got completely wrecked. However, I learned a lot during that stream, and I felt a lot more confident playing Orcane and Rivals in general. So I decided to enter another test tournament before the big one. The Cobalt? Training grounds? I don't know how to say that. I am actually terrible with words. So day 4 arrived and there was a tournament being hosted by the European Discords called the Cobalt Training Grounds. Now I got pretty lucky because this tournament happens to be once a month and was also a round robin, which meant I get to play more matches. However, I do have some bad news because I had replays on autosave and I thought it would tell you when it was full instead of straight up deleting the earliest matches I played. Had I known this earlier, I would have recorded all the replays right after the tournament instead of after the whole 10 days challenge. But, lucky for us, only one set didn't make it, which was against Cats, a Clarence player who kinda wrecked me, so yeah, let's ignore that. Anyway, all other rounds survived, so I can show you those. Starting off with round 2 was against a Maypool called Orcanon. Orcanon? Orcanon. I think it's Orcanon. Now the first game went surprisingly well. Although they had way better combo game than me, I did manage to put up a decent fight, and although in a pretty cheesy way, I managed to take game 1 after parrying their back air off stage, which, yeah. Easy to give me that crown. So that went well. Hopefully I don't get completely wrecked next game where I only managed to do 38 damage in total without taking a single stock. Yeah. Anyway, game 2 went a lot better. I even got the lead pretty early on after getting an early kill with up air. I also managed to do a lot more damage to them before losing my first stock. So after losing my first stock, I did enough damage to take theirs almost immediately. But this is where things go downhill. On their third stock, I was unable to do any damage to them on my second stock, losing it pretty early. So now it's down to the last stock each. We're both doing a bit of damage back and forth, but Orcanon takes my stock after reading my parry and getting an up air kill confirm. So that was pretty close. So it's definitely winnable as long as they don't throw next. Game 4 starts pretty even, both of us getting some hits in here and there, but they managed to do a pretty sick combo using the stun from the strong attacks as combo extenders, taking my first stock. However, I take theirs almost immediately back after hitting a powered up forward strong. Also, just a reminder, I don't know the official names of these moves. They could be called smash attacks, strong attacks, signature attacks, I don't know. I'm just using which words fits the best, I think. Anyway, after taking the first stock, it's back to even. Orcanon managed to get a good hit in with a downward side special, leading into a pretty nice combo that ends up taking my stock. Now that I'm on my last stock, would I lose this stock? I lose the set. So I have to do a bit of a comeback. So something that you might expect from Rushdown players is that almost no one has good TI. And I'm no exception. But remember, this is a round robin, so we're still in the tournament. Round 3 was against Ninpato, Nin something, I have no idea. Another Clarence player. Lucky for me, I did get some Clarence practice because of Cats, so I thought I was ready for what I could expect. They managed to take game 1 off of me after getting a confirm and me having Rushdown DI. Nice to it. However, the other 3 games went a lot better for me and I managed to take the set after hitting a double up air, killing off the top, which would also be my first set win during the 10 days of learning this game. Next round was against Jack Fox, and I got completely obliterated, like I got destroyed. I stood no chance against them. But hey, it's a round robin, I'm still in, and they can't possibly get stronger, right? The next person I fought was Raven, someone who played Shovel Knight, which might have also been the first time I fought against an experienced Shovel Knight. And honestly, I didn't do absolutely terrible, but I still got destroyed pretty hard. So after losing 2 sets back-to-back trio, I went against Quiet. Now I did manage to win against some trio. There is something funny about this, which I will tell you about later. So that was the tournament, giving me 5th place out of the 7 players, taking 2 sets in total.
Yo, no. Okay, see ya.
Okay, see ya. So after making my friends rage quit, I had to look for someone else that wanted to play with me. And what better place to look than the European Discord. And there so happened to be the 2nd seed of the tournament, the Drip Collector, looking for games. Now Drip is probably one of the best players in the entirety of Europe, so obviously I stood no chance against them. But I did manage to learn a lot after playing against them, which is kind of obvious if you really think about it. The funny thing is, I managed to take a game off of him, which I felt pretty proud of. But it wasn't friendlies when he SD'd. And also according to Banana, who plays both Rushdown and Rivals, he has never seen Drip Collector play Ori before. So that probably means he pulled them out to give themselves a bit of a challenge. But hey, I can still boast about the fact that I took a game against one of the best EU players. Let's go, we take those. Anyway, on to the last few days. On day 8, there was another tournament called The Fight Goes On. Now this time it's just a normal double elimination bracket, so I only get 1 second chance and I am out. So starting off, I went against Nilsmack, who also played Arcane, which would also be my first Arcane Ditto in a tournament. At the start of game 1, we went a bit back and forwards. They take my stock and I take theirs almost immediately after. However, after that, they pull out an insane combo that covered my dodge and get a kill very early on my second stock. I haven't even touched them once during that whole stock, so yeah, I think you can guess how that went. After getting edgeguarded pretty well, I got comboed into a down strong, which means I took 1 stock off of them. But game 2, things change. A little bit at least. Once again, they take my stock first and also my second one before I could even take theirs. However, here's where I do a bit of a comeback. After taking their first stock, I finally did it. I DI'd in a direction that didn't kill me at 70. But it doesn't stop there. I survived multiple times I definitely would have died in if I still had Rushdown DI. After going all the way up to 178%, I take their second stock. However, they immediately take mine after I did a bit of a Rushdown DI getting hit by a reverse fair. The Rushdown DI is always there. But now, after basically doing a 2-stock comeback, I felt a little bit more confident going into game 3. And although having a lot better DI this game, they still managed to take my stock first. But they were at a way higher percentage than the previous games. But here's where one of my worst habits comes in. And no, it's not Rushdown DI. It's the fact that I am insanely impatient when I'm down a stock, which resulted in me taking a lot more damage and even my stock after basically missing every single committal strong move, out of which I only hit 1 and it didn't even kill. So now I'm on my last stock against someone who still has all of their stocks, but decently high at least. So after whiffing the 30th strong attack in a row, I finally hit one that ended up taking their first stock. I had to play near perfect if I wanted to take this game. And although I did a little bit of damage, they managed to take my final stock, ending the set in a 3-0 loss. Luckily, there was still a loser's bracket, which was against Child Lobotomy? Anyway, they played Palm game 1, which, although it was a pretty close game, I managed to take the first game after killing insanely early with a down strong. On game 2, however, they changed to Upsa, a character I have a bit of experience in thanks to a friend of mine. The start did not go well for me, losing my stock pretty early into the game. They also managed to do a lot of damage before I could even take the first stock. However, for once, a greedy upstrong hits, and I managed to take the first stock. So it's still very much winnable, and there goes my second stock. Of course, it's because of Rushdown DI. So I started adapting slowly but surely, and even though they took the second game with a well-placed up air, I still managed to win the set after a pretty close game 4. This is also where I get a free DQ win, which is nice in a way, but that does mean I have to fight against Cats, the Claren player. Now I did feel like I was doing pretty well, but whenever I got hit, I wasn't sure how to get out of this advantage. Like, Cats is really good at keeping me in disadvantage and keeping his advantage, and because of this, despite having a lead on a few occasions, I would usually lose the lead pretty quickly and lost the set 3-0, eliminating me from the tournament. Now technically this made me go 2-2 because of the DQ win, so I'll take it, and it also means 2 more days till the big tournament. The day has come. The 10th day of Rivals. The day we play in a tournament. Big tournament is here. So I did a bit of a warm up in ranked and managed to get plat 5 before the tournament started, which I didn't even know you could go higher than gold. and my first match was against someone I already played before. It was quiet. This was also a best of 3 set, so I could only lose 2 games before going into losers. But I would also only need 2 wins to win the set. So starting off, it went decently well in my favor. I managed to do a lot more damage to them and even took the first stock. However, Rush Down the Eye came in clutch for them and they got an early down strong kill on me. Still, it's even, anything can happen, like them getting Rush Down the Eye after I did a forward strong on them. I'm also in a pretty big lead now, so unless I do the biggest throw ever, I should normally take this game. Oh, I actually won! Alright, so all I need to do is take one more game and it's this map. So for the ones that don't know, I kinda pick random on the maps, and as you might expect, it usually doesn't take the maps I should ban. So after a pretty rough start, losing my stocks and taking a lot of damage before I could even take theirs, I got them down a stock. But I only did a little bit of damage to them before I lost my next one. I still managed to take their second stock, but Rush Down the Eye came in clutch again and I died to their forward strong. On game 3, whoever loses this goes to the losers bracket. And I actually took this map because I kinda like it. Going a bit back and forth, I managed to take my stock first, but I got theirs shortly after. Once again, it's back and forwards. But here, I do a bit of an oopsie. You see, I thought I was hilarious for being able to kill Zedder very early because my dare can trade with his up special. What I should have expected is that you can still tech if you're close to a wall, which ended up me losing my second stock. So now it's only a bit of a disadvantage. Take your stock pretty quickly. Now it's even. Again. And in case you can't tell from this gameplay, I started panicking a bit. Like, look at all those rolls. Of course, to no one's surprise, I lose due to my roll getting rats, making me lose game 3 and ultimately the set. But hey, there's still a losers bracket, so maybe I can do the losers run of the century. Round 1 in losers was against Soldust, who I did pretty well against. Although they had some pretty interesting combo game, I managed to take the set 2-0. That brings me to losers round 2, which was against Fairöslo? Yeah, no, I have no idea how to say that name. The start went pretty well for me. I got a lot of hits in and got them very high. But once they hit me, I just die. I did not expect down special to be that strong. Holy. So after that minor setback, and there goes my second stock. Alright, it's still winnable. Just play like you did at the start. Okay, that can purple me. So in case you didn't notice, I don't have the most experience in this matchup.
No Johns.
Anyway, game 2 went a lot better. For one, I actually took a stock. And although we went a bit back and forwards here and there, I managed to have a bit of a stock lead. Surely I won't throw this now, right? I got a whole extra stock here. I am still rolling like Sonic. And okay, that was actually pretty nice. Now I'm on my last stock, but I still have a small lead. So it's still definitely winnable. And that's how the run ends. Just like the run started. Rush Down the Eye. But hey, look at the bright side. I took a set. I didn't go 0-2. Let's go. Now I can count to 2. Watch this. I went 1-2. Okay, that was a pretty bad joke. But honestly, this is something I should have expected when I started this. Some of these players have played this game for hundreds, if not thousands of hours. And someone who basically just started 10 days ago usually won't take wins off of them. Like, imagine some random dude play the game for 10 days and enter the Smash tournaments and then just casually beat Spargo, MKLeo and Nicola in the same bracket. Like, it does not happen. But still, I do have to say that I'm a lot better in Rivals than I was before. Not a pro or anything, but definitely not a noob anymore. And although my rolling skills are great, I have a lot to learn until I'm ready to beat anyone. At this level at least. Actually, what if I just roll less? So this was originally unplanned, but while I was recording the replays for gameplay footage, I got a notification on the Rivals Discord. It was a tournament, and I thought, sure, let's just enter it, see what happens. So without any warm-up or anything, I entered the tournament. Now, because I didn't want to get rid of the replays I already had, I turned replays off. And this was just a, hey, let's do it for fun thing. But something shocking happened. I won. Like, not only a set, I won the whole thing. Now, to be fair, the bracket was like 6 people, so it's like a lot easier than the tournament. I had like 78 or something. But honestly, I did not expect this. And although some wins were purely on luck, like, what is this? I'm still pretty happy with this win. And now I can also say, for the content, I won a tournament. Thank you all so much for watching. This video took quite a bit to make, but I had a lot of fun making it. I know the results might have been a bit disappointing, but hey, at least I won the tournament somehow. Tell me what game I should do next, and also tell me if they still have big tournaments, or at least a tournament I can enter on the final day. I would love making more of these kinds of videos if it's possible. Also, special thanks to Azriel for giving me some helpful arcane tips, Hasty Mango for writing me a Bible for Rivals, and Tino, the friend I mentioned throughout the video. Without you, this run might have gone a whole lot different. I guess I should also give my opinion on Rivals as the game. So, Rivals is actually pretty fun. It does have an annoying arc in the middle where you're kind of getting into it and you're getting hit by some dumb stuff. But it does go away after you play the game for a bit more and also learn how to DI. Guess who didn't? If I would do another one of these kinds of videos, I would probably actually stream more instead of randomly streaming on day 3 and that's it. So yeah, broken record time. Please tell me which game I should do next in the comments below. And that's it. Hope you all enjoyed and I'll see you all later. See ya!